Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying every religion has character, has a trait, has something that is found in the body of everyone who practices that religion. It has something that once you talk about that religion, that thing cannot be absent. Every religion. وَخُلُقُ الْإِسْلَامِ الْحَيَاءِ. And the character, the trait of Al-Islam is shyness. الدين هنا, the deen here is referring to every religion in terms of Islam, in terms of cultism, in terms of what people shirk, in terms of what people ascribe to. The religion of Islam is the character, the trait of the religion of Islam is shyness. It therefore means that Muslims are shy. Now, what is shyness? What is shyness? Someone defines shyness as that thing that holds you back from doing what is wrong. Actually, that is what shyness makes you do. But when we say shyness is that trait, is that behavior that makes you not comfortable doing ordinarily what you want to do. That feeling of discomfort that you have is shyness. You want to speak, you feel a bit discomfort. You want to walk, you feel a bit discomfort. You want to talk, you feel a bit discomfort. That is shyness. However, then of course there is shyness, there is shame, there is when you feel you the opposite of being bold. Oh, what is it? Timidity. All these things could want to merge, but that discomfort you feel. Now, when you now realize that you want to do this thing, then you feel some discomfort. I want to observe Salah. I feel some discomfort. Now, someone will say, should I not observe the Salah? No, you will now quiz yourself. You now ask yourself, should I do it? Am I doing it well? Could there be a better place I will do it? Now I want to observe Salah, 2 rakah Salah. Where will it be better for me to observe the 2 rakah Salah? In the open or in the secret? Of course in the secret. Now when I feel the shyness to come in the public and start observing 2 rakah Salah, and I have a place in the, in the mihrab, a closer place that I can observe the Salah, what will I do? In order not to feel that discomfort, I go to that place and I observe Salah. Which one is better? The Prophet ﷺ said, the best of Salah of a man is the one that he observes in the depth of inside his room. So shyness will always drive you to doing the best of what you can do. Now I want to give charity. And then for me to put my hand in my pocket and bring out the money, I feel shy. And so I give the money to my child and say, give it to that person, tell the person to go and give it. What has that helped me to do? It has helped me to hide my charity so that tomorrow, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in tubtu sadaqati fani'immahi. When you give your charity outwardly, it is good. Wa in tukhfuha wa tu'tuha al-fuqara fahuwa khayrun lakum. When you hide it and you give it to the poor, it is better for you. So that discomfort that you feel is shyness, and you should use it to do everything good you want to do. Now here is the big question. I have a question I want to ask, but I needed to understand this subject matter, but I feel shy to speak in the public. So because of that, I didn't ask the question. No, the shyness will not stop you from asking the question, but the shyness will probably stop you from asking the question in the public, but I will find ways to ask the question. And by the time I take the longer path to finally asking the question, all this time I was busy thinking about which part. The human being is a limited thing. When I am thinking about one thing, I can't think about another. For someone, he will ask the question in the open, it is good and he knows it, and immediately we step out of the study circle, probably he thinks about how Real Madrid won another trophy. He has gotten what he needs, he's thinking about something else. And he could even think about how Vinicius was giving something else. May God forgive them. However, for the one who feels like I feel shy, and then he calls the ustaz, I want to visit you. And they say, okay, I will be home by tomorrow. And there's all through his mind is working towards tomorrow. And then he says, oh, I'm not around. Meet me early in the morning at this period. And he takes all this part. He takes a longer journey. Now, for every step he takes towards the house of the ustaz, what did the Prophet say? Anyone who takes a path to knowledge, Allah will do what? Make a path for him to paradise. For the one who is on the path of seeking knowledge, even the fish in the depth of the ocean will seek forgiveness for him. Finally, he gets the answer to that question, and he has passed through a more difficult path because of shyness, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses that knowledge. This is why you realize that you find two people, they used to go to learn knowledge. One person will finally become outstanding with knowledge, and the other person will not become outstanding with knowledge. His knowledge is blessed, and this person's knowledge is not as blessed as his. So shyness does not come with anything that is not good. But shyness comes with what is good. Now, we know when we didn't have charts. Who am I to stand before a sister and tell her, Assalamu alaikum, sister, where do you live? How? It was difficult to do. Remember, Maulana Sadiq told us that when you want to walk into we used to come to MSSN meeting very early. Do you know why? Because the parts that you take into the meeting, the sisters are closer to the door. So as you walk into the meeting, it takes the grace of God, Imam Ghazali, that your legs will carry you and you sit down. So we come early. Now think about this, and today that when shyness is not there, someone will come late. Because of why? Because he wants, as he's entering, he gives them a proper view, the right elevation, left elevation, plan, and all of them. وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْنَا الْمُسْتَقْدِمِينَ مِنْكُمْ وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْنَا الْمُسْتَأْخِرِينَ. And Allah said, and we know those that come early, and we know those that come late. A story Ibn al-Kathir narrated in his tafsir, that this was narrated in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There used to be a woman that was very beautiful. She used to come to pray in the mosque morning, afternoon, and evening. The beauty was, there are some beauty that's muttafaqun alayh. Everyone will, they say beauty is in the eyes of the builder. But there are such beauty that it's not in the eyes. It is in the body of the person. Everyone knows. And she was exceedingly fair and beautiful. And because of her beauty, some of the Muslims used to come to the mosque very early because they don't feel comfortable. The women will sit in the back row. They don't feel comfortable being in the back row. The men sit from the front to the back, and the women sit from the back to the front. When they are close to her, the women roll. So they want to be distant away so that their minds will be fine. While others used to come late, so that they will be in the back row, so that in the case they want to turn, they can now just feel like they just want to. Some persons, they do a lot of exercise, and after some time they will just do their necks like this, and they see who is behind. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْنَا الْمُسْتَقْدِمِينَ مِنْكُمْ وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْنَا الْمُسْتَأْخِرِينَ. Now, if these people were shy, they would have come early. So shyness in all aspects is good. And Aisha radiallahu anha said, actually the hadith Ibn al-Kathir said, when they go for ruku, those, because you can imagine how beautiful somebody would be that somebody just want to see her. They will peep from under their armpits and look at her. So you see, Bala, there have been a lot of people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and have mercy on us. The religion of Islam is all about shyness. Aisha radiallahu anha said, نعم النساء نساء الأنصار لم يمنعهن الحياء أن يتفقهن في الدين. The best of women are the Ansari women. Shyness did not prevent them from learning the religion. Shyness did not prevent them from learning the religion. There are moments wherein something must be said in order to understand your religion. At that moment, you won't be timid. You will have to ask the question. And you will have to understand the religion. But even the Prophet ﷺ too was shy. But then he was the one who taught us all about this religion. So you do not need to be vulgar. You do not need to be rebelled. Read through the Quran and you find everything in the Quran. But you won't find any words. You won't find any surah in the Quran that you will not be comfortable reciting and translating the meaning to your child of any age. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَسْتَحِي أَن يَضْرِبَ مَثَلًا مَا بَعُوضَةً فَمَا فَوْقَهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not shy. Upon one understanding, someone says, إِسْتَحْيَا إِسْتَبْقَ لَا يَسْتَبْكِي. Allah is not shy to give any similitude. But the Quran is such that there is no verse in the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about the story of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam and how read through, every child will get the story and he will understand. Tanzilu min hakimin hamid. It is surely a revelation from the most wise, the most praiseworthy. Al-Tali.
وحدثني عن مالك عن ابن شهاب عن سالم ابن عبد الله عن عبد الله بن عمر أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مر على رجل وهو يعظ أخاه في الحياء فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم دعه فإن الحياء من الإيمان.
خير. قال مالك عن ابن شهاب عن سالم بن عبد الله عن عبد الله بن عمر أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مر على رجل وهو يعظ أخاه في الحياء. Abdullah ibn Umar said that the Prophet passed by a man who was admonishing his brother concerning shyness. وجاء في رواية الإمام البخاري في الآداب المفرد وهو يعاتب أخاه في الحياء. He was blaming him, scolding him for his shyness. Like he was telling his brother, Abba, is your shyness too much now? Meet him, talk to him. You cannot meet the sister and tell her you will. فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم دعه, leave him. فإن الحياء من الإيمان. Shyness is part of Iman. In other words, shyness can never be too much. There is nothing good that you will lose because you are shy. You can only gain some things because you are shy. And of course, it's all we've been discussing. It is shyness that will make someone not to ask. You need something, but you will not ask. Think about it. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said, he used to ask someone about a hadith, whereas he knows that hadith. with the hope that the person will say, come, let's eat. He will feel so much hungry, and he will come to someone in his house or in his farm or somewhere, and he will say, I want to ask you about hadith like this you heard from the Prophet. With the understanding that these are men with good character. The first thing will be, let's bring some dates and eat. And then that will be an opportunity for him to eat something. But for him to just say, hunger deal. I know of some persons who will just call you and they will say, stars, I say, make I greet you. How is the family? How is the family? How is work? Fine. How is your new wife? Fine. What about the new children? Fine. You know the person doesn't, but he won't tell you he's hungry. All he wants is that you should remember me. Shyness is good. And this man was telling his brother, your shyness is too much. فَقَالَ دَعَهُ Leave him. فَإِنَّ الْحَيَاءَ كُلَّهُ خَيْرٌ The reason is that shyness will prevent you from doing so many things that are wrong. There will be times that you feel like Allah will understand and God can forgive. And then you now realize that, how about the people hear about this? Where will I hide? Is it possible for me to be someone that after having a page that is written, Ask a Man, and everyone from every part of the country sees that page, and then that brother Ask a Man, so there is only one possibility. You have to pretend to be perfect for the rest part of your life. Now, this is why shyness. You do not want anyone to see you or hear that you did anything wrong. Which eye will the people look at you? Women, they can be very tempting. And you now feel like Allah said, وَاللَّاتِي تَخَافُونَ نُشُوزَهُنَّ فَعِزُوهُنَّ وَاضْرِبُوهُنَّ وَاهْجُرُوهُنَّ وَاضْرِبُوهُنَّ So I can also hit my wife. And then you now feel like, make I hit her. And then you now remember that you could hit her and see her for outside. And she's shouting, you will kill me today. You will kill me today. And then the man will go inside the room and close the door. And then the news will spread. That's man. They beat the wife. They beat the wife. So what will be, if you don't get so much angry that you can no longer control, you take this, the style of Ali ibn Abi Talib, you go to a mosque and go and lie down. Where do you go to? You go to the mosque and go and lie down. By the time you sit down in the mosque, and then you would have seen so many things in the mosque that will make you realize that thing you were so much angry about, it won't reach. Then you come back home. Moreover, when you go to the mosque, probably the first thing you do is perform two rakah and tell God, say, there is fire in my house. Extinguish the fire. Shyness will prevent you from doing so many things. One of my teachers told me that his friend told him that he used to drink intoxicants. And he did not know that he himself knew that he still used to drink intoxicant while they lived alone. He used to go to, among his friends. And one day he was going to the mosque. And he saw him sitting in the table. Before the friend saw him, he had already seen him. But the friend didn't know. Immediately he observed him. He ducked and went under the chair. And he pretended that he didn't see him. And after some years, that now they are now men, he was telling him that, did you know that at this time I still used to drink intoxicant? He said, yes, I know. He said, how did you know? He said, okay, is it not that day that you didn't think I saw you? You were wearing this clothes. And he said, so you saw me? He said, yes, I did. Now the point of reference of this story, this friend thought he didn't see him. And he was too shy that his friend, that they will condemn some things together, will see him. And he was trying to hide from him. And trying to hide from him made him feel like, for how long will I continue to hide? Let me be more careful. Being more careful today, he doesn't drink intoxicant. Shyness is good. And that is why, for those of you who want to see everything, please leave it to the day of judgment. Because even on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who sees everything, will still cover some things. Don't you try to see someone that is doing something that is wrong. If you see somebody doing something that is wrong, pretend that you didn't see him. Allow him to, that thing in him that will make him feel like, I do not want someone to see me doing something wrong. Let that thing continue. A time will come, that thing will overtake him, and he will continuously move away from that thing that is wrong. But if you want to see him the way he is, you can never see someone the way he is, because the heart of anyone is in the hands of Allah. He turns him. It could be like this moment, and the other moment is like this. So you actually don't know what someone is. Even if you see him drinking intoxicant, you cannot say he's a drunkard. Remember, you understand the context that I'm saying. Remember that the man that was brought to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would be brought, and he has drunk intoxicant. And the Prophet ﷺ will say, beat him. And they will give him general beating. And another day was brought, he drank intoxicant. And the Prophet said, beat him. They gave him general beating. And another day he came and he drank intoxicant again. And the Prophet said, beat him. And the man said, may Allah curse you. Shame on you. And the Prophet ﷺ said, La tal'anhu, don't you curse him. فَوَاللَّهِ إِنَّهُ يُحِبُّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. I swear by Allah, this man loves Allah and his messenger. I swear by Allah, this man loves Allah and his messenger. Or do we talk about one of the stories wherein a man used to drink intoxicant and Umar ibn al-Khattab will flog him? And again he will drink and he will flog him. And again he will drink and he will flog him. Until in the battle of Qadisiyah, while they were in the battle, again he drank intoxicants. And Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas had to tie him down. This is, and the battle was fierce. And Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas was injured. At that moment, he could no longer fight. He was laid on the bed and he was taken to a place that was high. From there, he would see what is going on and he will give directives. And then the man said to the wife of Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas, I feel so terrible that my brothers are fighting jihad fi sabilillah and giving what they have for Islam, and I am here tied down. If you will please release me, I promise you. He said, if you will release me and give me the horse of Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas, I promise you, if I don't die in this battle, I will be the first person to come back here. I will come back with the horse and I will put myself back in the chains. And the wife said, but I am not the wife who tied you. And he pleaded and insisted until she felt, a woman with her emotions, and she untied him. And Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas observed that the movement of a particular horse is the movement of his own horse. And the striking of a particular man on that horse is the striking of that man. That is, and when he came back home, he told the wife, I saw something strange today. If not that this man is in the chains, I would have said, I saw him in the battlefield today. And the wife said, if you said you saw him, you saw him. He pleaded that I should release him, and I did. And Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas said, are you sure about what you said? If that is the case, I will never flog him again. I will leave him to his God. And the man said, for what I have seen, that intoxicant was almost costing me, giving all I have, I will never drink again. The point is that we should not condemn one another. But then shyness is the point. If you are shy, then it will propel you to everything. But if there is no shyness, And most of the time, there would be no Islam. Allahumma fa'ana bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna 'ilman yanfa'una wa zidna ilma. Pause and entertain brief questions.